Hi guys, welcome back to Mary's Vegan Table. Today we are going to make some chicken soup, chicken noodle soup. Well, chicken. No chickens were harmed during the making of this soup or before making this soup. Um, Here I have some sweet peas. I have some cut up sweet potatoes. Now I've used the sweet potatoes because normally for one of my Spanish soups, I would usually use a patata, which is, the Spanish sweet potato, but I didn't have any, so I'm just going to use the regular sweet potato. Here I have some sliced up green plantains, celery. I have here cut up carrots, some cut up corn on the cob, and some diced up potatoes. So I used 3 medium potatoes, 2 large frozen corn on the cobs. I think those were five or six large carrots. Although actually they were medium and large. That's 1 large stalk of celery. This is 2 cut up green plantains, and this is 2 medium-sized sweet potatoes diced up, and this is 1 15-ounce can of sweet peas. I usually use the frozen, but I don't have any today. So we're gonna get started making our soup, guys. 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm gonna add my carrots, sorry guys, that's my celery. Here are my potatoes. Then add my sweet peas, the green plantains. Gonna add my sweet potatoes. I'm gonna add my corn. Normally I would have added the oil, my seasonings, and then my vegetables, but quite honestly I forgot. So I'm gonna start adding my seasonings now. This being a Spanish soup, I'm gonna add my sofrito. Nice big, matter of fact, the last of my sofrito, the other one is in my freezer. So okay, so sofrito. Let's lower this heat, put it on low, because while we're seasoning this up. Here I put about 4 tablespoons of garlic powder. And 4 tablespoons of onion powder. 2 teaspoons of black pepper, because this is a large soup. This is going to be a big soup. I may even have to switch pots. Okay. I'm going to put in a teaspoon of oregano. And because, like I said in my other video, my achoite video, my seed grinder broke, so, and I don't have any achoite oil on hand, and I really wouldn't want to add achoite oil now. Anyway, being that I already added, it doesn't matter, I don't have achoite oil, so I'm going to put in 2 packages of this sazon. This orange, the sazon. And like I said, you guys, you don't have to make your own seasonings like I do. You could buy them. You could buy your sazon. You could buy your adobo. Everything. That's the seasonings all in one. They also have, I believe they do have, because a friend of mine gave me, vegan adobo. And I think sazon. It was all organic. Which is pretty good. I'll try to find the link for the organic adobo and sazon. And put a couple of small handfuls of olives in here. Okay, we're going to add some turmeric. And for some B12, let's add some nutritional yeast. That was about 2 tablespoons. Some extra heat on this extremely cold day. Put about a teaspoon of red pepper flakes in there. You guys don't have to use it if you don't want to. You could use as much or as little as you want. Now, gently, because I don't want to smush up my peas, you could also wait to add the peas in last, so that way you don't have to worry about smushing them like I'm worrying right now. Okay, I am not going to add any salt to this soup, and I'm going to show you why. So, okay, we got this mixed up. I'm going to add the vegan chicken broth to this. And I'm going to add, I guess that's a large tablespoon of it. Even it, okay. Because this chicken broth, it already has salt in it, so if you add salt with this, it just may be extremely salty. I don't want that. Okay, I'm gonna add some water to it. This here is 4 cups of water. I'm gonna add another 4. Okay. Okay, so 8. Okay, so I have 8 cups of water so far. There's 2. There's another 2. So we have 12 cups of water to this soup. 12 cups of water to this soup. Okay. Already see how pretty the color is. Oh, you could definitely taste that chicken flavor. Okay, so I'm going to turn the heat up on this. Just cover it up. Get to vegan chicken. Okay, so here I have the soy chunks that I let them soak overnight. What I did is I soaked them and then I rinsed them, and then I filled it up with water again. And then I just let them sit in cold water overnight. The reason is so I get rid of that taste. That's the soy taste that it has. I guess it's a soy taste. And once you soak it long enough and you rinse it again and squeeze all that water out, you're good to go. That taste is gone, and it will absorb any other flavorings and pick up that taste with the seasoning that you add to it. Okay, so here I just emptied it out into the strainer, and I'm going to rinse it real quick. Squeeze too. As you rinse, squeeze. Okay, that's rinsed. So I'm going to squeeze them out. Put them back in the bowl. Okay, I separated them 2 different bowls. You could break them up or cut them up. Normally I like to use the chunks, the soy chunks for the soups. But I was all out of soy chunks. I had the soy strips, so this is what I'm using today for the chicken noodle soup. So yes, you could break up these if you want. They already expanded, being that they were soaking, so I don't think they're going to expand anymore in the soup. So you could just break them up into smaller pieces if you want. Okay, so now that this is all broken up, I'm going to add a little bit more of the chicken bullion. It's actually broth-based chicken. I'll leave the link for it for you guys in the description box. Now I only put in about a teaspoon of this, maybe a tablespoon, about a tablespoon of this to the chicken, to this, because I already have some in the broth. Now normally, because I did everything backwards today with the soup, normally what I would have done is sauteed up my my ingredients first, my seasonings. I would have put the oil, the sofrito, the adobo, the sazon, all that stuff in first. And then added this in along with it, the chicken. But that's the great thing about rustic cooking. No matter which way you do it, it still comes out good. So we're going to add this. I just want to make sure all that seasoning gets into the chicken. We don't want just the broth tasting like chicken. We want this to taste like chicken too. Okay. I'm going to go add this to the soup. Okay. So, here you go. I'm going to add this into the soup. The soup looks beautiful. So it's freezing out today in New York. It is so cold. It's like 12 degrees out there. I think the high is maybe 14. So this is nice to have on a cold, cold day. And everything's mixed in. See, that's beautiful. Okay, so all I have to do now is cover it back up and let it cook till everything starts getting nice and soft, and then I'm going to add the noodles to it. Okay, since there is a lot going on in this pot, rather than putting the noodles directly in here, I'm going to boil them in a separate pot. I'm just going to boil them to al dente, and then just put them in the bowl and then pour the soup over them. That way the soup doesn't get too thick and it's more like stew. So. Okay. Now I'm going to add the noodles in. Just going to let them get al dente, not too soft, because once I pour the soup over them, they're going to soften up a lot more. Okay, so here the noodles are already strained, and I'm just adding them into the bowl before I pour the broth over it. Okay, so I'm just going to ladle the soup in now. Forgot to turn that light on. Look how beautiful this is. Get some broth in there. Isn't that beautiful? Okay guys, so here's the soup. And on the bottom is the noodles. So let's taste this soup. Grandson's getting ready to come in, guys. It's about to get noisy in here. Oh my god, it's delicious. Okay, you guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit your notification button, your notification bell. I love you guys and I appreciate you. Have a great weekend.